You know, there is one aspect of a training plan that is not about running that I think is mandatory in every training plan, and that is strength training. Strength training is not cross training. It's not something that you do in place of running. Strength training is simply a part of the training that runners have to do if they want to achieve their potential. So in this video, what I want to do is discuss how to schedule strength training, because I've talked to literally thousands of runners over the years who have questions about this. What days should they put strength training on during their weekly schedule, and how they should think about the distribution of intensity and effort over the course of a week so that their strength training can do what it's supposed to do, make their running better. So let's start with some scheduling tips for those of you who might just be starting with strength work. Let's say you're not going to the gym, you don't have a squat rack in your basement, you're not putting up big weight on the deadlift or the squat. Instead, you're just doing body weight exercises at home. Maybe you're using a band, maybe you're using a light implement, maybe a kettlebell or a medicine ball. If you're doing this kind of work, let's start with the sandwiching concept. This concept just means that for every run that you do, you are going to sandwich that run in between a dynamic warm-up beforehand to help yourself warm up, and then some runner-specific strength or core training after the run. And this serves several functions. Number one, it acts as a nice cool down. So you're not going to get as tight. You're just not going to feel as bound up as you might if you just didn't do anything after that run. And it's also designed to get you stronger. It's obviously there to make you more resilient to injuries. This kind of strength work is really helpful, often because a lot of these body weight exercises are taken from the world of physical therapy. And so we are doing it proactively as prehab to keep you healthy. The other benefit of doing some post-run core or strength work is that it's going to improve your mobility. You're going to be going through different ranges of motion, often when you're a little bit tired after the run, and you're going to be developing strength and developing mobility in a much wider varieties of these ranges of motion. That's going to make you into a better athlete. You're going to have more movement fluency. You're going to have more types of movement and different better competencies at all kinds of different movement. So if you step off the curb the wrong way, or you happen to run a little bit longer or a little bit faster than you should have, or if the only way you could get home was by running on a technical trail that you're not used to for miles upon miles, your body is going to be ready for those different types of movements, those excess stresses, and you're just going to be more resilient and have more capacity for doing different things within your run training. So that is the sandwiching concept. It's pretty simple. We're just going to do some work before and after each of our runs. One routine gets us ready for the run, while the other routine helps cool down and build strength. But now I want to talk about ideal strength training for runners. If you had to design the perfect strength training schedule, what would it look like? And how would it be structured? Now with the sandwiching concept, you're doing a little bit of body weight, strength, core, or mobility work after every single run. So the scheduling is fairly easy. You're doing that for every run that you do. But ideal strength training is a little bit different. Ideal strength training has you do the sandwiching concept for all your runs, except twice a week you're actually going to get into the gym, whether that's a home gym or you're a member of a gym, and really do some legitimate weightlifting. You are going to be loading a barbell with weight. The goal is to lift heavier weights. We are trying to build strength. We are trying to build power. We can't do that as effectively with body weight exercises. So instead, we are going to use weight to gain those benefits, those physical benefits in the gym. And we only have to get in the gym twice per week. We are not bodybuilders. We don't need to spend hours in the weight room all the time. 2 45 to 60 minute gym sessions per week is all you need. So don't try to do a lot more than that. And if you're only doing it once per week, I think there's a little room for improvement. But if you have your 2 gym weightlifting days already planned out, the next question is, okay, when do I actually do these gym workouts? And rule number 1 here is let's always lift weight after our runs. That's because our primary sport as runners is running, and we always want to prioritize our sport-specific activity first. We don't want to get fatigued in the weight room by throwing up a bunch of weight and then trying to go do a long run or trying to go do a workout or even try to go do an easy run where we're just going to be a little bit more sore, we're going to be fatigued, and the quality of those runs is going to suffer. Let's remember, we always want to prioritize our running because we're runners. So the weightlifting has to come after the run. Prioritize the run first, then we can do the weightlifting afterward. All right, so now that we know we're going to schedule our weightlifting days twice per week, we're going to do it after our runs. The next question is, okay, which runs do we schedule this strength training for? And let's first talk about the more advanced option. I do think this is the optimal option, but it's a little bit more advanced and it's a little bit more challenging. So if you're not a runner, maybe running 40 or more miles per week, if you're not someone who has experience lifting weights in the gym, this might be a little bit too challenging. And frankly, I find it too challenging for myself as well. But this strategy here is to really prioritize our hard days by making them even more challenging. So what that means is that you are going to lift weights on your high quality running days. So that means your faster workout and either your second faster workout or your long run. And we're doing this because of polarization. We want to polarize our training, make those hard days really hard, but also let's make the easy days really easy. And by doing that, we're trying to gain as much fitness as possible on the hard days, but at the same time, really trying to prioritize recovery on the easy days. Now, if that's too challenging for you, and I get it, I find it too challenging myself. I really cannot get up to do a lifting workout after I've just done a long run. I'm just a little bit too depleted, and I would not be able to lift weights the way that I would want to. I understand that that's too advanced, and so we still want to adhere to this rule of polarization. And so the next best option is to schedule your weightlifting days on your moderate running days. Maybe the days that you're doing an easier workout, but still a workout nonetheless, or you're just doing a solid distance. Maybe you're going out there for 7, 8, 10 miles, but it's not a long run and it's not your recovery run. This is still a great schedule because we're still keeping our really easy days really easy, and then we're adding the strength training onto our moderate days. Play with the schedule a little bit, see how your body feels, see how your body responds to this kind of a schedule after 1, 2, 3 weeks, and you'll know what works best for you. So there is our lifting schedule. We have our sandwiching concept for all of our runs, but twice a week we're gonna finish our run with a weightlifting day in the gym. And if you were to include this in your schedule, I have no doubt you're gonna be a stronger runner, you're gonna be a more powerful runner, you're gonna have more injury resilience and durability, and you're gonna be a lot faster too. Now, let's all, of course, remember that no matter what kind of strength training you're doing, it should always be in service of your running. So if you find yourself too tired or sore to complete the mileage that you have prescribed for that day, or maybe you're just so beat up from lifting in the gym that a workout the next day, you're just unable to hit the splits that you know you have to hit, then that is a red flag that we need to either tone down the volume or the intensity, i.e. the weight of your weightlifting, because it's now negatively impacting your running, and that's the last thing we want. Your weightlifting should supplement your running. Your weightlifting should make your running better. It should enhance your running. And if it's not, if you find yourself too sore, too tired, we just need to tone things back a little bit and find that really great balance. If you want to learn more about how to schedule strength training, example exercises that I find are phenomenal for building power, examples of what you shouldn't do with strength training so you can avoid these classic mistakes, go to strengthrunning.com/strength, and we have a whole email course set up for you that you can register for free. But no matter where you are in your strength training journey, whether you haven't started yet or you know your way around the weight room, I want you to recognize that strength training is so important that I don't even consider it cross training. It's just part of the training runners have to do if they want to achieve their potential.